Hello, my 17-strong audience, and a warm welcome to day 21 of Too Long Didn't Scroll, the YouTube show and accompanying podcast on apps like Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, and more, where you can get your daily news fix in a quick and listenable medium with its 5-minute episode format, as an alternative to scrolling through your newsfeed every day. Find out what happened on any day from January 20th, 2023 and onwards. Links to all show resources are in the description, and if you're watching on YouTube, feel free to leave a suggestion or news story I may have missed in the comments below. We start day 21, February the 9th of 2023, in the country of Burkina Faso, which has been struggling against a jihadist insurgency since August of 2015 as part of the wider insurgency in the African Sahel region. Islamist rebels and militants are fighting against Burkinabe soldiers and have fought against special forces before the country's military junta government ordered the withdrawal back in January of 2023 in a conflict that has claimed over 2,000 lives and displaced nearly 2 million people. As of today, it appears that even doctors have also been bearing the violence, as reports by the foundation Doctors Without Borders, Médecins Sans Frontières, have emerged that 2 of its aid workers working in the country have been killed by armed attackers, likely aligned with the jihadist rebels. As a result, the organization has announced that its operations in the country are to be hereby suspended until further notice, as violence across the country, as the two factions vie for control continues. Now centering in on the Russo-Ukrainian war once again, both parties now appear to be tackling new rhetorics as the one-year anniversary of the date of the invasion approaches. One of Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky's talking points during his recent trip to destinations across Europe, preparing for a potential massive Russian offensive into the country in an attempt to turn around the war effort. It now appears that preliminary work for this offensive may perhaps be starting to begin, as reports of renewed Russian offensives in contested regions like the Luhansk emerge as Russian operations across the current borders intensify, a sentiment elevated by recent successful pushes in the Kharkiv and Luhansk regions. Such news comes along with a new volley of drone and missile strikes across the country. Such strikes, primarily targeted at Ukrainian civilian infrastructure in urban areas, have become nothing but commonplace throughout the country after the invasion. This most recent strike appears to have caused explosions in the Dnipropetrovsk, Luhansk, Mykolaiv, and Zaporizhia oblasts, as Zelensky continues to push for more Western aid in the wake of growing concerns of the Russian offensive. We now make a quick jaunt to the border between the countries of Poland and Belarus, both of which border the country of Ukraine. The former has vocally expressed its support for the Ukraine, while Belarus has externally aligned itself with its Russian neighbor. Relations between the two countries have soured significantly ever since the alignment of Belarus with Russia in the wake of the invasion, and very recently took another hit with the arrest of a prominent activist and journalist vocal of Belarusian President Alexander Lukashenko's government. As of today, the government of Poland has announced on the grounds of state security that the T border crossing between the countries of Bobrovniki will be closed starting on February 10th until further notice. Belarusian officials have expressed their dismay at this move, saying that all border crossings will become overcrowded as relations between the two countries continue to deteriorate. Moving on over to the country of Nicaragua, we find ourselves in a country that has been the subject of major crackdowns by President Daniel Ortega. One particular element of his government has been the jailing of over 200 Nicaraguans critical of the country's government, including several potential presidential candidates, over recent years as Ortega takes moves to tighten his grip on the country. However, as of today, in a move that no doubt surprised and shocked many people, Ortega has announced that those over 200 prisoners he labels agents of foreign powers will be released from prison and deported out of the country, stating that such foreign powers can, quote-unquote, have their mercenaries. Many such prisoners have been accepted into the United States of America on humanitarian grounds, and many experts have described Ortega's decision to bring the prisoners out of bars as a step towards improving human rights in the eyes of America, though also to help maintain his position of power. We now zero in on the fallout of the severe 7.8 and 7.5 earthquakes in parts of Turkey and Syria, which have killed and injured thousands of people and destroyed countless pieces of infrastructure as search, rescue, and salvage operations continue, albeit with difficulty, across the two countries. As of today, a new update to the earthquake's death toll has been given, with the official number having risen to well over 20,000 dead, as the critical 3-day life-saving period draws to a close. The fallout of the disasters has also taken the form of a deadly prison riot at a facility in Turkey's Hatay province, as prisoners' desperate pleas for knowledge on the safety of their families and where they can see them escalated into violence and later an attempted riot involving arson and escape attempts, which prison guards responded to by opening fire. As of now, it appears that 3 prisoners have been killed and 12 others injured as a result of the incident. Another riot, though apparently without fatalities, has also been reported in the Karamanmaras region as well. In other news, a magnitude 5.1 earthquake in Papua, Indonesia has killed 4 people and destroyed several buildings, and the gas explosion at a building in Novosibirsk, Russia has killed 7 people and injured 9 others.